So Anthony Rizzo has a career night at the plate. Eddie Rosario scheduled to have eye surgery, and the Detroit Tigers shoot themselves in the foot in Minnesota. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get into all those stories, I'm gonna need you to do a couple things for me, please. First, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Next, go over, smash the red button. Go subscribe. That is the best way to show your support here on the channel. Then go over, ring that bell, get notified so you know when exactly I am uploading great baseball content all season long. And finally, if you want to get active, go down below in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts on all the stories I'll be covering here today. So first, let's start off with Anthony Rizzo. Yeah, because he pulled off a Reggie Jackson as he bombed 3 balls into the seats last night against Baltimore. So in his first at-bat, with a runner on first base and second, and 2 outs on a 3-2 pitch, Rizzo turned on a fastball inside belt high and just scraped it over the short porch and right to get the Yankees on the board 3-0. Then in his second at-bat, with the runner on first, Rizzo ripped an off-speed pitch into the right field seats again. This home run gave the Yankees a 6-0 lead. And finally, he ripped his third home run of the night in his fourth at-bat. This was a solo job to right field once again, and this gave the Yankees a 12-8 lead. By the way, the last home run that Rizzo hit of the night, the third one, that had an expected batting average of 0.10. The only place that ball would have became a hit was where it happened, Yankee Stadium down the line. So Rizzo really took advantage of that short porch and right, and we as fans really got to see just how short right field is in Yankee Stadium with Rizzo's display last night against Baltimore. Now, when it comes to Rizzo's overall performance last night, he ended off the night going 4 for 4 with those 3 home runs and a single, and the Yankees winning by the score of 12-8. So topic number 2, it looks like the Braves will be without the reigning NLCS MVP, that being Eddie Rosario, because he is set to have eye surgery. Yeah, says Eddie Rosario went to an eye doctor thinking he might need contact lenses. Now, he exited the visit knowing he will not return to the Braves lineup anytime soon. Says Rosario will miss 8 to 12 weeks while recovering from a laser procedure to correct blurred vision and swelling in his right eye. Now, surgery was recommended after the outfielder visited a retinal specialist on Monday. Now, this is what the Braves manager Brian Snitker had to say. He's a young man with a family. That's kind of a serious thing if your eyes are bothering you. Now, Eddie Rosario was placed on the 10-day injured list, which was retroactive to Monday, and he has gone a 3 for 44 with a double this year, so that's really, really bad. Now, he informed the ball club of his vision issues on Sunday, but he still felt fine to enter as a pinch hitter in that afternoon's loss to the Marlins. Now, Snitker said the team doesn't know what might have caused Rosario's blurred vision or exactly when the issue began to affect the outfielder. But the veteran skipper said the element certainly could explain the 2021 NLCS MVP's rough start. Now, I agree with what Snitker has to say right here. He says, a little bit of eye problems in baseball is a lot. That is really scary for Eddie Rosario. Bottom line, it is scary. I mean, if you don't know where the ball is, or you don't have good depth perception, or you don't really see the ball coming in clearly, or it's just a blur, or whatever it is, it's not normal. And if he's up there at the plate, and a guy's throwing 95 plus, or whatever, and he can't recognize a pitch, that means he can't get out of the way. That means he could get hit in the head, in the face, just because of a little blurred vision. Now, this may be okay if you're maybe driving down the road. Even at that, that's sketchy. But you're trying to focus on a little white ball coming in at 95 plus miles an hour, and typically you can see the seams maybe. That is real scary. So I'm glad that Eddie Rosario is getting surgery ASAP, okay? And he finally had the guts to tell the Braves. Because if he didn't tell him and he got nailed, then that would have looked really bad on the Braves. It would have looked really bad on his part in a sense, but most of all, it just would have hurt him. You don't want this guy to get dinged in the head and have something worse happen to him. So he'll be getting that procedure on Wednesday today, which is great news for Eddie Rosario. Now finally, let's head to Minnesota to see 9 Tigers shoot themselves in the foot. This was a first of a 3-game set between the Tigers and the Twins, and after Minnesota got off to a 3-0 lead after 4 innings, Detroit was looking to claw their way back, and did so thanks to Javier Baez, El Mago, the magician. It was a 9th inning where things unraveled for Detroit because with their closer on as the play was developing. So as you can see here, the Tigers get the ball in nicely on a relay from Schoop. Schoop throws it to the catcher Eric Haas at home, and Haas picks it up quickly. So what Haas decides to do, instead of do the right thing, he decides, so first of all, this should have never happened, okay? I'll tell you what he should have done, being Haas. I mean, look, people are complaining about Grossman, he should have got there. I don't mind that he didn't get there in time, or that he didn't catch it. To me, it wasn't like a must type of play. It was sailing away from him. He's not the fleetest of foot out there, okay? He ain't Michael Jordan, he can't jump that high, okay? This ain't Ken Griffey Jr. out there, so let's give Grossman some slack on that. At least I do. Aside from that, after he misplayed the ball, he got in nicely. A beautiful throw, a beautiful relay from Schoop. Got it in, boom, Haas blocked it nice, but it's Haas that screwed things up, okay? What he should have done, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, he should have threw it to second base. Javier Baez is at second base. He is screaming, second, whatever. I don't know if he's screaming in Spanish or what. Maybe he couldn't understand him, but point is, he should have threw it to second base 100%. Why? Well, you would have got at least the runners to stay put. At least would have got one out, because you would have threw to second base. The second runner, ahead of Sano, would have got caught up. They would have either tagged him out, or somehow he would have got back, and the bases would have been loaded for another chance for the Tigers to get a double play. And that's what you could have done if you were Haas. But no, he decided to alligator arm it over the third baseman Candelario, sailed it into left field, and that was the end of the story. And look at Baez. He's going out there. Baez is an MVP of this squad, really. I mean, he does everything. This guy ended up at second base, and the minute he threw it, Baez took off into left field to get this ball as best as he could. Obviously, no way would have got him, but I love the effort by Baez. Baez was the MVP of the night, in my opinion, for the Tigers. So that's all I got for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts of all the topics I covered here today. And as always, I will catch you guys later. And Eric Haas was an idiot. I am so ticked that this happened.